Hey YouTube, it's Marquita and Riley, and today is Veda Day number 25. And since Riley is officially 2 months old today, yeah, I thought that I would bring you guys my top 10 categories of newborn slash early infant must-haves. So these are categories of things that have been really helpful to us for the past 2 months in making our transition with a new baby. So you ready to start the countdown, Riley? All right. So these aren't in any particular order. They're just, I kind of made up a list off the top of my head of things. And I'll insert pictures after each category, or if I say a certain product. It's too many things to try to bring and show on screen. So the first thing that's really important is a car seat. So you can't, if you're having a hospital birth, you cannot even bring your baby home without a car seat. I will say this. So today I'm going to do my newborn must-haves, and tomorrow I'm going to be doing my newborn do without. So things that we didn't really find all that useful that we bought, or things that we didn't buy and we were fine with it. But for the car seat aspect, newborn or infant car seats only fit up to about 30 or so pounds. So we did not splurge on a super fancy car seat, only because we're planning on getting her a convertible car seat so that she can stay rear facing as long as possible. But a car seat, obviously, you can't take your baby home without it. You can't transport your baby without it. So that's one of the most important things. What we did do to kind of snazz up the car seat that we bought, I bought a car seat cover, so that way I don't have people like looking at her, touching her, germs. So it just flips over, it attaches to the handle of the car seat, and so she's completely covered. And then we also have a car seat cover that zips for the wintertime, because putting your baby in a coat or a blanket when it's cold outside is a big no-no with the straps. So that's my first thing. The second thing is, once you bring your baby home, you're going to need somewhere for them to sleep. We co-sleep, and that is not an endorsement whether you want to co-sleep or not. That's your personal decision. But like I said, we co-sleep, and we did buy a co-sleeper for the bed, and that is going in our do withouts. Right now, Riley just sleeps in the bed with us. We scoot our pillows all the way to either side of the bed, and she has the whole middle to lay, unless she, really needs to cuddle with one of us. So somewhere for them to sleep, whether it's a crib or whether it's a co-sleeper or having a designated setup in your bed, somewhere for them to sleep. The next thing is somewhere for you to put them. And that is basically, even if you practice attachment parenting, there's going to be times when you need to put your baby down. So whether that's cooking, because I don't feel comfortable, even when I have Riley in my Moby, I don't feel comfortable cooking with her in the Moby. It gets very hot in the kitchen, and pots are hot, and it's this extra space, and the last thing that I would want is for her to get burned. So or when I need to take a shower, when it's just she and I here at home, you need somewhere to put her down. So what we have is a company, it's called Ingenuity, I believe, and it's a bouncer that automatically bounces. And oh, you got fuel. It automatically bounces, and sometimes in the video you guys might hear it going off in other random videos, but it has been a lifesaver when I need to get in the shower, or when Riley's being really, really fussy. I can put her in the bouncer, turn on the music, and put the little toys above her head, and she's really content in it. Also, when I first came home from the hospital, I could not go upstairs because of my C-section scar. So Riley slept in that bouncer for the first week or so of her life. She rotated between, we have a spill. Be right back. Okay, so we're back, and we have had a wardrobe change because Riley had an avalanche of vomit. So that will bring up and illustrate my next most important newborn must-have, our burp cloths. Luckily, my brother was able to make us a whole bunch of newborn burp cloths that are pretty long. I can just throw them over my shoulder. One side is like a washcloth kind of material, and the other side is flannel. So depending on like if we need to lay her on it, or if we need to burp her on it, or wipe up things, this has come really in handy. And I have a bunch of them in a whole bunch of different colors. But Burp cloths are super important. Babies, regardless of if they are formula fed or if they are breastfed, they do spit up. And Riley happens to be an overeater, so we get spit up on a lot, and burp cloths come in handy. That does not mean that we still have not gotten thrown up on quite a bit. Huh, baby? All right, so back to the list. So what I was saying about having somewhere to put her down. The other thing for somewhere to put her down, we have a pack and play here down in our living room. And it comes with the newborn cradle, and that's come in handy as well because taking her upstairs is not always the most practical thing to do when she needs to take a nap and maybe she doesn't want to be in the bouncer. So putting her in the newborn pack and play has been really good for us. So that's another place for her to be put down. The next important thing is feeding, obviously. So breastfeeding supplies that were really important to me, and I talked about it a little bit in my breastfeeding video, but having some kind of a pump, whether it's an electric pump or a hand pump, will really, for me, was really a must-have because when I needed to go run errands, or if, once Riley got about 3 weeks and Krista wanted to help out and feed her, having a pump was really helpful. Now I have a manual pump and I also have an electric pump. They're both Medela. And those have been really great for me, and I've alternated between them, whether I don't want to break out the big pump or whether I'm just, I need to pump both breasts at one time. Those have really become, they're really handy, and I obviously still use them to store my supplies, store my milk. And what else for breastfeeding? Having the storage bags are really helpful. I started out with the Medela storage bags, and now I use the Lancino storage bags, only because they're the Lancino are a little less expensive, especially when you're just kind of pumping your milk and then you have to throw the bag away because it's sterile and you don't want to reuse it. So that's really important, having somewhere to put the milk, either in the refrigerator or in the freezer. We have 8 Medela bottles that came with my pump, my electric pump, but it was starting to become really a hassle when I was needing to pump and there were 7 bottles in the refrigerator, so we just switched to using bags. What else? That's really about it for breastfeeding, unless you're breastfeeding in public, and I pointed it out in my what's in my diaper bag video. You'll need a breastfeeding cover. My goodness, you just ate so much, huh? Okay. All right, so the next thing that goes along with breastfeeding and bottle feeding is you'll want to get a slow flow nipple, especially if you're breastfeeding. The babies are trained to get the milk out in a certain way when they're breastfeeding, and when they're using a bottle, some bottles allow for way too much milk to come out at one time, and so we use the Medela slow flow nipples, and those have been great with bottle feeding. It makes her have to work to get the milk out, which means that we've had no nipple confusion. Tying into that, you want to have some kind of a nursing pillow. I prefer the boppy. This boppy has become so handy to us. We have been able to not only use it for nursing, but holding her, and also if she needs somewhere to be put down. Like if I'm sitting here and she wants to be close to me, I can sit the boppy right here and prop her up on the boppy, and she is perfectly content in it. So either the boppy, or there's another brand called, I think it's like My Breast Friend. Those are really handy to have when having a newborn. The next thing is bathing supplies. So Riley only gets a bath in the big girl bathtub about once every 2 weeks. Every day to every other day, I sponge bathe her. So I just use the basin that I got from the hospital, but you can get any small shallow tub and use that. We basically have a setup where I just lay her on the couch, or I put her in the on one of her changing tables, and we do a quick wash up with soap and water, and that seems to work best for us because, you know, getting her in the bathtub can be a little time consuming. Being in the bathtub can get a little time consuming, and just being able to get all the good hot spots like her neck and underneath her underarms and anywhere else that milk might have flowed so that she's not smelling like a sour baby has been really great for us. As far as bathing supplies, we use Burt's Bees because they are 100% natural. And then for her moisturizer, we started her off with just pure coconut oil. We used it in her diaper area because it helps prevent diaper rash. And we also were using it all over her body. Now that she's a little bit older, I make my own moisturizer that has shea butter and coconut oil in it, and I just mix the two together with my blender, and we just put that all over her because it's all safe and natural, no extra stuff that's in it. The next thing leading into that are diapering supplies. So whether you're going to cloth diaper or if you choose to use disposables, you'll want to have diapers, obviously. You'll want to have wipes and diaper cream. So for us, we cloth diapers, so we did use pre-folds and covers. And if you need a reference to what pre-folds and covers are, you can check out my playlist on my channel of cloth diapers, and I do a whole breakdown of what's the difference between pre-folds, fitteds, covers, and all that other good stuff. Sorry about that. Krista came home early and scared the piss out of me and Riley. Okay, so I'm going to hurry up and finish my list. Yeah, and then I'm going to let you go be with Mama Krista. So I was talking about bathing supplies. I was talking about diapers. So yes, there's a link on my channel to my playlist that explains all the different kinds of diapers. We also use cloth wipes. And diaper cream for cloth diaper safe, we use California Baby, but like I mentioned, using coconut oil during the diaper changes, every other diaper change, or at least every poop diaper change, has really lowered her risk for diaper rash. We've only had one incident, and that was when she was probably about 2 weeks old, and we just used a little bit from the California Baby Company. Within a couple of days, it was completely gone, and we haven't had any other issues. All right, let's see. Looking on my list, we're coming down to the end. So swaddles and sleep sacks. So if you're not a big swaddling fan, or if you don't feel like you can do it tight enough with just the blankets, buying a Swaddle Me or a Halo sleep sack is the best thing that has been for us. When Riley is being really, really fussy and doesn't want to take a nap, we swaddle her, put her on her side, turn on white noise, and perfect. Things like that work great, and you can use it for nap time. We use it at night. You just want to make sure the Halo sleep sack that we have, we use it during the day because it's really kind of thick, and so we want to keep an eye on her, and we use the Swaddle Me at night because it's thinner. And then that also ties into the swaddles and sleep sacks, is that you'll want to have some kind of a white noise machine. If you follow Dr. Harvey Karp's video about the happiest baby on the block, then you'll know about his 5 S's, and that includes swaddling, shushing, sucking, side lying, and swaying. So I can do a separate video completely about that to explain it a little bit more, but the white noise really mimics the way that they were in the womb and is actually very comforting to them. And usually if Riley's being really fussy, I swaddle her, put her on her side, and turn on the white noise, and she's out within 5 minutes. The next thing is clothes. So Riley is now 2 months, and she is officially growing out of all of her newborn clothes. What she has on today is one of the last of her newborn outfits. It actually says Little Sister, and it's getting a little tight. So we have started to weed out all of her newborn clothes, and she's now in 0 to 3 months, which is a very awkward fitting clothes because they're either too big or she's swimming in them, and then she's too small for a newborn, so she's in that in-between phase. But a lot of people say don't get newborn clothes, and I have to disagree. We got all of our newborn clothes, or the good majority of them, from Carter's, and Carter's clothes fit true to size. So all of her newborn clothes have fit her through the size that she is now. We're not sure how much she weighs. She goes to the doctor on Monday, but at her last doctor's appointment, she was almost 10 pounds. So yeah, that is my list of newborn must-haves. So let's go back down the list. Number one, somewhere for them to sleep. No, number one was a car seat. Sorry. Number one, car seat. Number two, somewhere for them to sleep. Number three is somewhere to put them down, whether it be in a carrier or having them be able to lay down somewhere. Number four is breast pump, either a handheld or electric, and all the breastfeeding supplies that go with that. Number five would be a nursing pillow or a boppy. Number six would be bathing and grooming supplies, such as, having a tub if you want to use that, having a basin if you just want to kind of sponge bather, towels for them to wear after they get out of the bathtub, towels, washcloths to wash her up with, and soap. Diapers. Number eight is diapers, wipes, and diaper cream, diapering supplies, whether you're cloth diapering or whether you choose to use disposables. Those things are very important to have. Swaddles and sleep sacks, as well as a sound machine, a white noise machine. Burp cloths, we did mention that as well. Those are super important. And clothes. Everything else is pretty much a luxury. We're minimalists around here, so we bought the bare minimums. I know a lot of people keep asking me about a nursery tour. A nursery was not on our list of things to do. I had a lot of anxiety because of my daughter that passed away, and so we didn't feel comfortable doing a nursery. And right now, in hindsight, I'm happy that we didn't. Riley has nursery areas. Like I said, we have the pack and play that's here in our living room, and then upstairs she has a diaper changing station as well. And a diaper changing station comes on her pack and play, and that's really all she needs. She needs somewhere to lay down, somewhere to get her diaper changed, and somewhere to be bathed at, and that's really it. Having a newborn is very minimal, and cutting down on costs is really important because they grow out of things really, really fast. So that is our list of newborn must-haves, and tomorrow we'll do the list of newborn go-withouts. And I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section below. And thanks for watching. Bye.